Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. Oh, 1 minute. I've just realized I've left my side light on. Un momento. I was thinking, like, it looks a bit. There we are. That's better, isn't it? That's a bit more atmosphere. Oh, I know what's wrong. 1 minute, 1 minute. Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm just like, something.
Hi, everybody.
There.
Here we go.
My
The
lighting.
madness that
How
is
can I
HoGaLe's.
forget? I was like, something is missing. Sorry about that, folks. I was chatting with the ladies. So we have a busy show tonight. As many of you will know, I am flying for Santa Fe in the morning. So Sunday morning, I begin my departure, and I should arrive in Santa Fe Sunday evening, and then I'll be crashing with Judy. She knows who she is, and then the whole retreat starts. I've been doing everyone's charts, like hand illustrating them, because I do that, and I realize, oh my God, that was 8 hours work. Yeah, because each chart can take about 20 minutes to half hour each. So if there's 16 of them, I'm like, oh my God, that's 8 hours. But anyway, nearly done. So Lady G, where are you? It's looking different from the usual place, and then we'll tune in, of course, with Lena.
Yeah, I'm in between Santa Fe and Taos at the moment. But I'm going to take off, and I guess I'm going to get together with Hogarth and everybody on Thursday, the 29th. So I'm going to take off from here and go to Gallup, and then I'll be back for the 29th.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where we will do a very special Thursday Friday, because Lady G will there, and there will be a live audience in person as well, because I've got 16 students that will be joining me. So let's just see what that will be like. So very, very fun. Looking forward to that. And for you, Lena, any more adventurous, exotic cultural events that you've been to since we last spoke?
Well, just one.
Only one.
Only one. Friday night, I went to a blues gig.
Ooh.
And they're called the Memphis Three. And they're three Australians who individually have won awards in the States, in Nashville and places. And then they decided to band together, because obviously it's rare for Australians to do that. Mm-hmm. And they were telling some very funny stories about trying to hunt down a vegetable in the South. And one of them said she had actually vegetable anxiety, trying to find a vegetable.
Well, it's very different. And yeah, I certainly had that the first time I went to the States as well. Not so much New York, but definitely other places where it was like, yeah, you do get cravings for like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But so much to emerge in the show. Ladies, are you ready to dive in?
Let's go.
All right, so we're going to be going around quite a bit in our esoteric aeroplane. So the first place we're going actually is Trinidad, actually. So we're going to be going to Trinidad.
And Tobago.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to be going there first. Then we're going to be going into outer space. Ooh,
why not?
We're going to be going into outer space. Where else will we be going on the esoteric aeroplane? And then we're going to be asking about Ascension and ETs. So quite esoteric. And then question 4, we'll be going to talking about the US and fluoride. Question 5, we're going to be looking at, oh gosh, where is question 5? Oh, here we are. Project 2025 and some extra twist and
or
turn.
1825, as one of the Democratic speakers referred to it. I love that.
Yes, indeed, I could well believe. And then we're going to be talking a bit about RFK and Trump and what's going on there. And then if we can squeeze it in, Taylor Swift. Yeah. So let's get stuck in. So the first question, and this is coming from Nick Minks. She says, the mysterious tanker that caused a major oil spill after capsizing off Trinidad and Tobago in February has been successfully refloated, but no sign of any of the crew or where it came from. Do the cards show any information as to how it ended up where it did and what happened to the crew? That's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's see what we get.
Yeah, why not? Have a little. And the crew, no crew.
Ooh, gosh. I mean, my instinct is, I mean, if it's been sunk since February, I mean, have the crew, sadly, who may have sunk with the ship, have they just been winkled out by the fish and various, you know?
No. Would that be fun? Okay.
The tanker ship. What's the energy around the people then? Where are they? What's happened to them?
Oh.
See if we get interesting cards.
Yes, wow. Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Know.
Who's ready to go first?
I can, I guess. I had a little smile when I saw this, the Three of Wands with the ships.
Wow.
And someone was waiting for this ship because they were heavily invested in the oil cargo. Right. Not the nicest of people, I would suggest.
Wow.
They're
Or
really,
maybe something sinister happened to them. Wow.
well, it was very sudden. Look at these cards. I mean, it's a bit like that yacht that went down in minutes in the thing. So, but it's actually hard to sink an oil tanker in the sense that it takes a very long time and it does such destruction. The cleanup, well, it's left people impoverished because Trinidad and Tobago, like most island nations, depend on tourism and they depend on fishing to supplement people's at poverty levels. People need to be able to fish. So this has impoverished people. The cleanup is going to be activated. I think it's been very slow, and this would suggest with this chariot, it's going to speed up. But part of the question was who owns this tanker? Or do they know?
Who are they? Where are they?
And where are they? So I'm not getting anything on the bodies of the fishermen, just sort of the catastrophe itself. So that's what I've got.
Fascinating. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, at the center of it is about the new information that going into it, they were, already struggling. They were pushed to the edge with things energetically. I don't think they were prepared. So what's going on now for justice, it's going to take a group effort to clean things up, to get it done. The challenge is they're struggling through it. It's not going to be easy. They're going to have to push their way through. And the outcome, they're some sort of a abuse of power, somebody, just trying to railroad things with it.
And probably taking shortcuts for safety and those things.
Yeah.
Yes, tricky cards. Tricky cards. Okay, so this is what I've got, because let me just remind myself a bit. So it's like, yes. So the mysterious tanker that caused a major oil spill after capsizing off Trinidad and Tobago in February has been successfully refloated, but still no sign of the crew or where it came from. So indeed it is a mystery. Do the cards show any information as to how it ended up where it did and what happened to the crew? So okay, so I've just got to say what I see. We look here, we get the Queen of Swords, and so the sword suits always deal with the mind. Yeah, it deals with the element of air and the mind and the intellect and all of this kind of stuff. So this could actually talk about maybe some of the more kind of legal side of proceedings, or someone trying to figure it out, get to the bottom of the mystery, etc. But I also associate the King and Queen of Swords with accounting and finance and stuff like that. So this says to me they might be looking looking for the money trail or trying to find some kind of evidence of who actually owns this ship, because this is a very investigative card and obviously deals with legalities. So they're kind of on it on some level. However, look at the next card, which is really kind of talking probably about the whole scenario. Look, we get the 10 of Swords here. So there's an element of backstabbing or betrayal or sabotage or something like that. So this is kind of, if we think here, if this is to do with the normal legal procedures, so we say insurance, because these ships of course have to be insured, etc., and stuff like that, but the 10 of Swords is turning up in the obstacle position. So there could it have been an insurance job of some kind, or certain details or facts were hidden, or maybe the crew were sabotaged and backstabbed or abandoned in some kind of way, because you never know, because the insurance claims on these things can be massive. And as we know, people are strapped for cash these days. If we look here, though, quite literally, look at this. We get Swords again, but this time it's the 6 of Swords. And look, this person is literally in a boat. Lena got boats as well. So, of course, this is about moving off for smoother waters. So could it be, you know what, I'm thinking it might be an insurance thing, because look, this would imply, because obviously the ship sank, but maybe the reason why the crew haven't been found was because maybe that was the plan all along, and they just escaped in a little boat, speedboat or something like that. Because look, when it comes to like bodies and stuff, if they're in the boat, you will find them, even if it is just
no matter how mutilated or whatever.
Yeah, you will find them. So the fact that there's nothing, this boat here suggests to me there was a legal element, like I said, a legal element, maybe something to do with accounting and insurance, because that's what I associate with these cards with. There's a betrayal and a backstab in some kind of way. Yeah, they got in their boat, moved for smoother waters. And then look, if you look at the next card here, we've got the 7 of Cups, which I think is talking about the confusion, the delusion. So maybe it was a bit of it was set up. It's not real. It may not have been a genuine crash. It may have been deliberate, and they want to give the impression that it sank so that someone gets the money. And then when we look here, we see the Queen of Wands, which can be a very entrepreneurial card, and it is about bringing people together. And we see here as well, we've got the Black Cat, which is showing her intuition. But the Wands deal with passion, and I really do associate them with entrepreneurship, especially the King and the Queen. So my instinct is, I think it may have been a business move, and they may have done it for the insurance somewhere. Either way, there's something about the paperwork which isn't legit. Yeah, but I think the reason why the bodies aren't there is because they escaped.
That makes total sense. And Barb in the comments said the same thing. Maybe the crew abandoned ship. And that's not surprising in a way.
Yeah, looks like it to me.
Also, it's really hard in nautical stuff. The flags of what country is flown by what ship is notorious, I mean, half of them used to be flying under the Libyan flag, remember, before Libya was attacked.
Wow. Yeah, I just think that they weren't there. They've abandoned the ship, because that 6 of Swords is a dead giveaway, isn't it? No bodies have been found. There's mystery. So, yeah, I think it's because
what a terrible thing for the owner of the tanker to do, because the damage lasts hundreds of years.
Yeah, all that oil sinks somewhere. But sometimes people they just want the money. They want the insurance. And that's what it seems like to me. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No.
Brilliant. All right, so let's just see here. Look, so
there goes that theory. Shipwreck 2 bodies were found yesterday.
Oh, they were found. Oh, bless. Oh, gosh. So it is. What's it? We have lots of oil rigs around the island, unlike other islands. Oh, well, that is sad then. Well, there we are. That answers it. So they've been found. So Obviously, they didn't all escape, but only 2 bodies.
Only 2 bodies out of a huge crew. Still
So
suspicious.
could that be then? That's some, because you know I got this betrayal card. Could it be that some were betrayed?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be? I think it's some kind of admin job. Some kind of, there's something there, legalities, betrayal. Maybe some got away, but obviously some didn't. You know, because I was wondering why that betrayal card was there.
Well, I had gotten the big struggle through, and then the abuse of power as well.
Abuse of power. I think maybe some of them were set up. Some got away, some didn't.
Some didn't.
I think it might be an insurance job. Sorry to hear that, but thanks for that clarification, folks. Wow. And then someone says, Shannon says, sad, so sad. People are so greedy. Yeah, some of them can be. Let's see. All right, so let's go on to the next question. All right, so we're now in our esoteric aeroplane, and then we're now going into outer space. Yep, there's 1,300 of you join us. So Nick Minks again, this one very interesting question. 2 NASA astronauts who have been stuck in space for over 2 months will return to Earth in February 2025 with SpaceX. Do the cards indicate what the future of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft will be after this failure? So this is another Boeing failure, is it? My goodness.
Boeing in space.
Boeing Starliner.
Boeing in space.
I mean, the trouble with this stuff is that when you are stranded, when stuff goes wrong, it's not like someone can fly a plane just to pick you up from your place, because you're in outer space.
Yes. How freaky, you know.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, don't worry, Bob. Don't worry, we're setting up a shuttle and we'll collect you in a few hours. No, it's like even the re-entry is a dice with death.
Where's Boeing after this? Not to mention having to live on food tablets or something awful.
Yeah, they'll be withered away. The body starts to lose its body mass the second you leave the gravitational force of Earth. So they could come back like shrimp.
This is Boeing.
Going on with Boeing.
All right, I can go if you like.
Go for it.
All right, look, with the 5 of Pentacles, and the question is about Boeing after this, it's not good, obviously, right, with this card heading it off. They have to make a decision and talk with other people about how to move forward. There is misinformation. I don't even know if that's the right word, but my vibe is within the industry, people are talking up their capabilities to each other. And, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Look at this Knight of Swords. You know, they're rushing. It's a competitive game at a very high, expensive level. But there's a major limitation here for Boeing and everyone else, I think. I think it's not like the 60s where everyone would stop, including us as kids in schools. They would wheel a television in so we could watch the thing. I think people are perhaps more concerned now about what's happening in their own lives and the own mortal world than worrying about this. So I think there's a sort of poverty to the vision that's not working more generally. Boeing not doing well, but the others aren't either. You know, whether that's Elon Musk or Russia or anything. So it's like they've gone as far as they can go for now.
Wow. Is that you done, Lena? Just checking. All right, Lady G, what do you have?
Well, at the center of it, I have about justice and where things are going monetary wise with it, difficulty, and some light is shining on this. Going into it, we have about the energy, about honor, and about how they're making their money for the future. What are they going to do? Is it going to be better established in a beneficial way? So what they're talking about now is, again, who's holding on to the power, and it's about the people, the community want to know, and they're again contemplating things a little more about what's happening, because the challenge is it's been a tower moment, and so that's bringing in some difficulties, some mountains difficulties, and seeing that there are those in the background that are not somebody that you want to be really dealing with difficulties. So the outcome is about the history and contentment conversations about who they are in alignment with. So I think they want to look at more about precautions and who's doing what where, and like I said, some of the people there they see are not beneficial. They're just out to make the money, and so this is causing some difficulties going forward for them.
Fascinating, fascinating. I'll just read out a few comments as well, as we have over 1,400 of you joining us right now. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Please don't forget as well to like and subscribe to support the channel if you enjoy this content. And of course, the ladies' details are in the video description below as well, if you'd like to subscribe to them as well. Who else do we have here in the house? So someone's saying, I wish I would be where Lady G is right now. I love New Mexico, especially between Santa Fe and Taos. Oh, so much to look forward to. And then I'm not sure what this is in reference to, but a magical mermaid said, may the earth swallow them up.
Oh, no. And the poor things, I just saw they were only expecting to be away for a week. Really?
What, with the boat? Oh no, the SpaceX there. Only a week. That's just terrible. I mean, God. I mean, what's the PTSD that you get on that, on being stranded in space? I mean, because it's like, what can you do? Oh, I know. Let's just tip the ship back into the Earth's orbit and just burn up like a shooting star. I mean, this is the thing. I'm having a little rant here. Let me read my cards, but people don't think about this stuff when it goes wrong. Like they say, no one can hear you scream in space. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, my cards. If you look here, we have got the 3 of Wands here, and we know, as you know, I associate Wands particularly with entrepreneurship, business, particularly the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. And these, for me, are speculative cards. So I think this is actually talking about the context of the business, this whole space travel business in of itself. Of course, highly speculative. Very few people can afford it. You know, just a few millionaires and billionaires who have, run out of thrills. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, they're just, they're just overstimulated and they just need even more to get excited. So if we see here, so this is saying both things. This is talking about the speculation of the business, but also as well, this is the card of waiting for the ships to come in. Now, how ironic, they're on a ship in outer space and they're having to wait until February until they can be rescued. I mean, like you said, I hope they have enough biscuits and they're probably recycling their urine and goodness knows what else, for water up there, because that's a long time. But anyway, so the speculation and waiting for the ship to come in for those that are stranded. But look, we have an abuse of power showing itself up straight away. 5 of Swords in the obstacle position. So, Boeing is starting to develop a bit of a reputation, isn't it, for cutting corners and Many of the whistleblowers, the engineers, have been silenced or have mysteriously died just before. Well, I say died. Actually, one of them was shot dead. Do you remember? One was actually killed. He was about to give his testimony against Boeing, and he didn't make it. So here we're seeing huge abuses of power here with this company. There's something's not right. And look at the next few cards. In the middle, though, we have the sun, which is normally considered a universally positive card. But I think this is really just literally just the light being shone on this. Maybe people kind of waking up a little bit and just thinking to themselves, how often do I actually want to go in space? Maybe I may not be able to come back, because there's no guarantee that these guys will be saved. Do you know what I mean? You know, there's no guarantee on this at all. What if something goes wrong? Anyway, so illumination is coming. But look at the next two cards. Next card we get is the moon. Yep, subterfuge. Things are not clear. There's a lot more going on underneath the surface, and the lobster is starting to crawl out. Maybe people are starting to question things a bit more. But then the outcome card really does do it. Look, and it's the devil. You know, I'll just cover the naughty bits just in case. But, you know, people, so it's like they're attached to or addicted to the idea of like, this is going to be such great speculation. We've got the millionaires, we've got the billionaires, we're going to absolutely kind of rake it in. But there's these abuses of power, cutting corners. And, you know, maybe the motives aren't so great. There's certainly murkiness and darkness, sadly, around it. Anything to add to that, ladies?
No.
I'm hearing in the comment, or seeing in the comments here, they are experienced astronauts and they are trained for this. So that's great.
Well, that's good. That's good. But it's not pleasant, though, is it? You don't want to be up there for goodness how long. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes, because it's halfway through the show.
I know.
Pace.
And we're very fortunate.
Oh, yeah. How sweet.
We have sleeping puppies. Let's hope it stays that way.
Oh, indeed. All right, so this is a question from Laughing Eagle, and it is about Ascension. So, and they're asking, will there be an Ascension event in 2026 where previously hidden information will come out about ETs, etc.? So let's have a little read on that.
All right. ET, will there be revelations.
Ascension event. Let's have a look.
It's a bit tricky.
Quite interesting cards here.
All right, you can kick off if you like, Hoagie.
Go for it.
I think for a long time, with this Two of Pentacles, I think it's been, because I'm sure, speaking of space agencies and other things, I'm sure there's many bleeps and dots and stuff, and they've, you know, for the last 50 years, they've been wondering what to reveal and what to hide from people. I think there is a consideration going on, very measured, with this Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like we can't keep a lid on this stuff forever, and there's a bit of a desire to have a pathway, is what I'm trying to say, have a pathway forward, how much they will reveal. They're worried, when I say they, the nebulous they, I'm talking about big government stations and big satellite units and things like that. They're worried about the conventions, how much people can handle, and staying within the guidelines of no reveal, right?
Mm.
But that's beginning to change with this Five of Swords. It's like I think someone's threatening to take off and publicize something major, because we are in a different world. It'll be like the WikiLeaks of ET stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not a big ET advocate. I simply can't believe we are the pinnacle of life in the universe, you know. So, but they're worried about that. And here's walking away. But is it walking away from those conventions, or is it walking away because it's too hard and wanting to keep it hidden? I think this is someone walking away, because I'm sure you sign every sort of non-disclosure act when you work for these places, right? So I think this is someone breaking ranks.
Interesting. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, going into it, we're going to come into some more balance with things for that. Coming into it, we have a victory of energy. So things are going to actually start moving in that direction. What's going on now? We have those that are trying to bring more of a message in about what they know since they're here. The challenge is it moving too quickly with the information, but the outcome is the mother of air. So there will be more information coming out on the ET alien type things, but they don't want it to come out too quickly is what it is.
Very interesting. And I can see there's a little ET on the window behind you.
Look at back here. He's they're coming in for landing too.
Brilliant. All right, and I'll just quickly here share some little updates.
Thanks, Foggy.
Thank you, Foggy.
Every week, Foggy gives us something.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lots of hugs and kisses there and everything like that. Thank you so much. And then we have Josie. Thank you as well for your donation to the show as well. Much appreciated. And we have 1,717 so far of you with us here. So thank you so much for being here with us this evening. Much appreciated. Okay, so my cards. Quite a mixed bag here. But this is the sense I'm getting it from more of the government perspective here. All right, so follow me with this. First of all, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Now, what is this card talking about? It's talking about being wounded in battle, retiring from the battlefield and stuff like that. But sometimes this could literally be someone or something being silenced. Because the dead don't speak. Like this guy is not a very chatty guy, you can see. So it's the opposite of conversation. So I think this is talking about the secrets, that are entombed, or the secrets that have been known for a long time and that are not spoken about. Quite literally, storage on file. Here we see, though, people are battling to know the truth, and they're fighting to defend their position. But as we can see, there's lots of rods here coming from different directions. More and more people are wanting to know and find out, because the internet, of course, has been sharing lots of things, and there has been quite a lot of disclosure already. Remember, the government admitted that they've been reverse engineering things and pilots showing these ETs going in and out of the water and all this kind of stuff. And we shouldn't even call them ETs anyway. They've probably been here for millennia. Anyway, so if we look here, though, in the middle, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which, of course, is talking about the investment. The investment and the yield on someone or something. And I think this is talking about how much more is the government or the powers that be prepared to invest in actually trying to keep this stuff secret, and what are the vested interests as well of not disclosing this information because they don't want it to come out. Now, this is interesting. We have here the Four of Wands. Now, normally when we're talking politics, this can talk about the White House and stuff like that. But this can also talk about the celebration of a landmark being reached. So are we reaching a point where there's going to be some kind of landmark where there's already been disclosure, but where we have maybe some kind of mass kind of take up or something like that? Or will something be celebrated? However, the outcome card, look at this. The outcome card is the Five of Pentacles, which of course deals with, sickness, impoverishment, or being out in the cold. So the sense I get is that there will be bits that dribble out. Yeah. But I think there will still be plenty of people that know more that are still being excluded from their full disclosure. Yeah. So I'm going to say we'll know a bit more, but will it be the whole full whack of everything they have? I doubt it, because I think it would absolutely astonish people just how much the government knows about this stuff. And not just American governments, plural. Yeah. So some, but not all. Okay. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on to the next question?
Actually, yes. I was in Chama yesterday and I met a Native American gentleman. He was looking, where'd you get all the stickers? He lives in Dulce, and Dulce is where they think there is one of the underground bases. And he has taken pictures of the UFOs. He says there are crop circles there. So I'm going to go up and meet with him soon and find out what all he knows. And they've had, way back, they had the animal mutilations and things that were happening up there in the 70s. So we'll see. We'll see what all he knows.
Oh, so we have lots to talk about, Lady G, next Thursday.
Yes.
Lots to talk about. Oh, well, you see, this is so exciting, folks. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, let's move on. Where are we now? We're going to go to question number 5. No. Let's see what time it. All right, what I'm going to swap it around a little bit, because I think we do need to talk about. Maybe we can squeeze in fluoride, but I don't think that is the most pressing of the questions. Let's go to Project 2025.
Oh, yes.
And this extra stuff that's been found, because we need to give this a bit of oxygen, because if Duck L'Orange wins, we all know what's going to happen. It's Handmaid's Tale on steroids, but let's have a look. All right. So Jazz and Jive, great name. Jazz and Jive has asked this. Hi, Hogarth and ladies. Letting people know that C-SPAN, so C-S-P-A-N.
It's a cable thing.
So C-SPAN released undercover reporters' video of collaborator of Project 25 Phase 2 that has not been released yet, because obviously they put this in a manifesto. And she says, Jazz and Jive, I don't know if it's he or she, says very evil. So let's read on that. Let's read on this Project 2025.
Project 25.
We know we've long suspected, and let's see what Shakespeare's opinion is on Project 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get the bard in.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought, as bad as what we've heard already, this is still a frontage for something even worse.
Absolutely worse. I mean, they're saying they're just going to take every civil servant out of the picture and replace them with their people and defund the education department. You don't need to know anything else to know that's a total revolution in the worst possible way.
Yeah. It's just astonishing. And there are still people that defend certain elements, and you're just like, got to ask yourself, got to ask yourself the right questions, haven't you? Really, like, you really want that kind of thing, let alone all the other stuff.
I know. Oh, thanks, Sybil. Go play Cymru in Wales. Thank you. Okay, what are they up to?
2, phase 2. Oh, it's going to be something horrific, I'm sure.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. I was expecting devils and towers and stuff.
So who's ready to go? Are you ready, Lena?
Okay.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
And this explains a lot just with one card. It's like we, the collective, even though 2 out of us aren't American, we're all affected by this stuff. It's the karmic time for people to actually understand, if you stay with this old model of greed being good and people laughing at disabled children, if you stay with that energy, where it's going to go, this is a wake-up call for the collective in a big way. It needed to be this specific and this huge. The people have to engage with this and work out what's at stake here. Everyone assumes with a democracy there are guardrails and safety measures in place, and that's been challenged in this last 4 or 5 years, right? And this is sort of another one of those epic challenges. People need to stand up at this time. And even if they're not clear about the details with the moon card, and I think even though they're being quite specific, Project 25, I think they are still being deceptive as well. You know, I'm amazed how public it is, but there's still worse behind the scenes. And people have to really think about this, not just react. Think about it and bring back temperance to the world. So I think it's actually important. It had to be this crude and this awful.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, it's about what's being handed out to the poor, you know, those basement dwellers, as Trump likes to say, everybody that's not ultra wealthy. So what we have on either side of it, they've got their long-term plans that they want to move forward. But coming into it, we have the energy of wanting to hold on to a truth, what's being built now. The challenge is what they're putting out in their messages and shedding light on it. Now, what's interesting is underneath of it all, we have where this is going is they're trying their manipulation against its toxicity, against the power of women. And everything is up in the air when it comes to them trying to go against democracy, with the people engaging in this, holding on to their toxic, Magatonian drama.
Wow. Okay, let me just quickly update a few people and say a few thank yous as well. Oh my goodness. So I've got to make sure I read everyone out. So thank you so much. I think we're getting donations even in Norwegian crowns, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Norwegian crowns.
Thank you.
Millenord. Sybil, thank you very much for your kind donation. Helen de Costa, thank you so much for your kind donation. Judy Moon, thank you so much. And Edie, oh darling, my gosh, so generous. Thank you so much. And in fact, Edie, I'm going to see you in Vegas. Vegas. Yes,
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to say, folks. My trip in America is a bit of a jaunt. So after Santa Fe, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but I go to the Grand Canyon. So there might be a show from the Grand Canyon. Then I go to Las Vegas, where Edie will be joining me. Oh, and Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice. I forgot. He's going to be there as well. So we're going to be in Vegas.
I'm jealous. I wish I was going.
Oh, and a bit of Texas, and then I fly home. So more to be revealed, folks. More to be revealed. So thank you so much for those donations. So Project 25 phase 2. Oh, all right, here we go. Let me just cover the nippleage because, you know, as you know, with the world card, you know, she's full frontal. Anyway, here we are. We have the world card, which is what? Beginnings and endings, endings and beginnings. And in this context, this card is actually very poignant for me because in a way, for me, the world card and the Wheel of Fortune have a similar vibe. It's a similar vibe. It's all about, because let's not forget, the world comes at the end. It's the last card. And it's talking about the culmination of something. So on one level, with Project 2025, they are literally trying to bring in a new world order. You know, in America, literally, they're going to try and literally turn the whole wheel of American history back in time and worse. Yeah, because they've got better tools for control because there wasn't social media back in, you know, the 1700s and all of this kind of stuff. And they want to do a complete revolution. So what this is, this is actually what it is. We're talking about a coup, a revolution, utter from root to branch. Those are their intentions. But now that more people are becoming aware of this, does that also mean it's reached a full cycle? Could this be the apotheosis of the MAGA movement, where people just go, you know what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Both could be true at the same time, folks. As we know, tarot speaks backwards and forwards, up and down and back to front. So both could be true about the stakes, you know, really big stakes. If we look here, though, now this is turned up in, I've got to cover the boobies again, you know. Here we've got the Chariot card, which is normally about racing forward with gusto and speed. But look, this is turned up in the obstacle position. So maybe there's a bit of hope. I think the Saturn retrograde of review, revise, reassess is well underway, and people are just looking at the horror show that could potentially come out. And this is the stuff that's already published. This is talking about the even weirder stuff that's behind the curtain, grunting. Yeah. You know, it's true. There's like, yeah, it's horrible. If we look here, in the middle card, well, we have the loss and the disappointment and stuff like that. So what my sense is the more that people are learning about this, the more they're like, not sure about this. Will they give up completely? No, because there's still 2 cups there. But I think the more people learn about this, the more a sense of loss they will realize, you know, that your freedoms are being taken. And that's not even hyperbole. It's just true. If we look here, of course, we've got the moneyed class, of course, those billionaires that just won't give up. There seems to be a lot of very bitter billionaires out there. They've got more money than God, yet they're still not happy with how the world runs. Why not just go and play with your billions, you know, and, you know, buy a rainforest or do something useful or something like that. No, yeah, they have to accrue more, and they don't like anyone being free or liberal or whatnot. It's like, no, all the money's for me. And let's not forget, the shadow of this card is selling out. It is the card of soliciting to the highest bidder. So this is also the billionaires wanting their tax cuts and all that kind of stuff, which is really what this is about. But then the outcome card, could it be some rationality emerges? Could this be, or will this be, because there's a certain lady running for president right now who happens to be a judge, a legal professional.
She's not a judge, but she's a prosecutor, yeah.
Exactly, sorry, prosecutor, pardon me. But this is the card of legalities, prosecution, a sharp, intelligent, sharp-minded, intelligent woman is coming here as the outcome. So I'm hoping sanity will break out like, I don't know, like a rash, like chicken pox amongst, you know.
Oh my God, I just had a clear insight, you know, about how it all works. Yes, I love that.
I'm hoping that sanity may win. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
Not on that subject, but bringing up the Grand Canyon. Yesterday, they had a big flood down in Havasupai, and they are having over 100 people waiting, having to be airlifted out of the canyon.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But it's normally as dry as a bone in that part of the world, isn't it?
It is usually dry, but yeah, I mean, this was a massive flood, and down in that canyon when it hit, I mean, it hit, and it is bad. One person got swept away that we know of, but there
Yeah,
are
you don't want to be in a canyon.
to be airlifted out.
Gosh, remember, like I said, folks, Neptune, you remember, said water. You know, in places you wouldn't expect. My goodness. All right, so. Well, thanks for that heads up. I'm going to be on one of the trains going around having a bit of dinner, so I'm not going to I'm not very good with heights anyway, so I'll probably cautiously look, and then, you know, just, I'm not getting anywhere near the edge. I ain't doing no Thelma and Louise.
Oh, no, it's not sort of like that. It's okay. No, I think you'll find it quite fascinating.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there, for sure.
All right, I'll see. I'm not going to get too near the edge,
not
though.
so much like this as like that.
Well, you know.
Shakespeare,
yes, I almost forgot. And thank you as well, Rihanna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, let's see what the Bard has to say about not only Project 2025, but the extra sinister grunting behind the curtain stuff that they've got. It's just that's the sense I get, you know, that, you know, that's the, all right. So I think, was it Lady G last week? Lena, I think it's you.
Oh, okay.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
No, is it you, Lady G? That's it. Lena was last week. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
You know the procedure, Lady G. Tell me where to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Oh. All right, let's see. Oh, isn't this interesting? You know, the Bard never fails. All right, here we go.
How interesting is it?
Yeah, Project 2025. Okay, so this is from Henry VI, Part 2. Yeah, this is what the Bard has to say about Project 2025 and their extra stuff. Could I come near your beauty with my nails? I'll set my 10 commandments in your face. I mean, just think about that. Just think about that. I'll read it once more, and I'm just
and
like,
I've never thought of that sort of thing in Shakespeare at all, you know.
Yeah. And now we're talking about Project 2025, who are very much Christian caliphate type people. And he says that. Could I come near your beauty with my nails? Because they're trying to present this beautiful, you know, that's how they're trying to present it. This return back to this idyll. And he says, I'll set my 10 commandments in your face.
Oh,
wow.
My God.
And then on the, it's uncanny, isn't it? And then on the other page, it says, thou cream-faced loon, where dots that goose look? And that's from Macbeth. I think, doesn't that just encapsulate everything? Honestly, the Bard, I just get the shivers.
I know, and I'm sure he tunes in. I'm sure he's a HoGaLe's watcher.
He must. Thank you, Bard. It couldn't be better said. Wow. All right. Well, in the dying minutes of the show,
yes,
let's squeeze this one in. So Nick Minks again. And this is what she said. Interesting one. So she says, so Kennedy sold his soul to Duck Larange, apparently on the basis that the files on JFK's assassination will be released if he gets the presidency. Ooh. Do the cards show if there is any information that would change public perception? Interesting. So let's just read on that. But before we do, what are your thoughts, ladies, on RFK and where he's gone and what's going on?
Oh, I couldn't care less. Sorry.
It's interesting, isn't it?
He's out there. He's just, I'm sure his father's turning in his grave watching him.
It's shocking. And the whole rest of the family have gone Are you for real? You know.
Wow. Let's have a
Thanks,
look.
Christopher.
Let's just see. Let's just see. What
And
is going
Salome
on?
says, talking about Project 2025, they are a brace of rotten weirdos. A brace. I love that.
Yeah. No, they are.
Ooh.
And we've got 2,028 people with us right now. So I think
Awesome.
we've broken our little record on 244 now. Wow, even more. Thank you guys. Really,
Okay,
really
so sorry,
appreciate it.
what's the actual question?
Let's just read on that energy of him. I did do a pull on him on my Thursday fry up, and it showed him out in the cold. And you know, I said, look, he might try and endorse Trump, and it will be a mistake because it's coming from an act of desperation. But let's just read that energy and what's
All
going
right.
on
Well,
there.
I've got the circus card, so I'm ready for RFK.
Go for it. Go for it.
I laid out my cards and I got what happens if they
Okay.
release the information on JFK.
Oh, good. Tell
Oh,
us that.
Lady G, please lead. Go for it.
So what we have underneath of it all, if they would be feeling pushed to the edge with this information when it comes to justice, because at the center of it, we have, of course, the White House, and about releasing these documents. Going into the energy, it would be a tower moment when it comes to the history of what took place. The challenge is what's offered. The outcome is it is very toxic. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Is that your spread?
Set up by, you know, it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. He
No.
was with that. It was an inside job.
It's the CIA, wasn't it? I've even done charts and stuff on it, and it's sinister stuff. Lena, what do you have?
Well, I've pulled 3 cards, which is I think is all he deserves. And it's the 3 of Wands. This is someone looking for a home, you know, like
Bless.
yeah.
Bless.
He has no choice, or he thinks he has no choice but to ally himself with the Republicans at this late stage. And here's the death card, the death of the clown, you know, literally. Like,
wow.
It's kind of sad, except I'm not there yet. I'm still angry at him for doing that.
Wow. And I'll quickly read on my cards, but just a few more thank yous. Luana, thank you so much for your donation. And Christopher as well, thank you so much for your donation. All right, I'll quickly squeeze in my reading here. So I think this is more about his energy actually here with RFK. So look at that. I get the Knight of Cups as well. So I think this was him trying to change the narrative, trying to change the message, wanting to come forward with some kind of offering, etc. But as we also understand, the shadow of this card can also be the false knight as well. So one does have to question. I mean, obviously he's been an independent candidate and stuff like that. But when you throw your weight behind Duck Larange, one really does have to question, do you know what I mean, the judgment, because we know even the GOP themselves detest Duck Larange. It's just that they've rusted themselves on with him, and he's like the ultimate terrible lover, bad boyfriend, toxic relationship. But they've been doing that for a while now, whereas RFK was an independent, had a choice. He really has chosen to kind of go there. So, you know, maybe trying to change up his message, but I don't think it would have gone down very well. If we look here in his obstacle position, which is never good to see this card, the moon in the obstacle position. So this again questions, you know, it's the subterfuge, it's the confusion. Nothing is clear by midnight. This can also as well talk about psychological or emotional anguish. So I think when you see the next card that's in, you will see what his frustrations are about. And clearly this can also talk as well, strange dreams, sleepless nights, a sense of, in general, not feeling well or good, particularly in the obstacle position. But what is the moon in obstacle against? What are these delusions potentially connected with? Look, being the emperor, yeah. He really, really wanted to be the leader. This, of course, can also speak about Duc Larange as well. I think he's talking about both men's ambitions. We know why Duc Larange wants to be in power, because he wants to avoid jail and stuff like that. This could also talk about Duc Larange's psychological state. But I think this is also as well RFK having to admit his ambitions to become the ultimate leader have, of course, been thwarted, because I think he's now delayed his campaign or something like that. So there's frustration connected with that. If we look here, this is an interesting card to show up here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this could also talk about as well the realities of maybe the funding drying up, yeah, it not being so fruitful, because this does talk about money, but it's not quick. You know, if you're in need of a quick fix and desperate cash, you don't want to wait, you know, for the Knight of Pentacles to sort you out. You could be waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
You could be waiting for a long time. But also as well, let's not forget as well that the shadow of this card can be the mercenary as well. So he may have been seen also as well as a mercenary for an agent for who? Duc Larange. So it's not looking good. And then if we look here, the outcome card is the 8 of Cups. So having to walk away. So yes, he has had to actually kind of walk away from his campaign. But I think he may have also lost a bit of support as well by throwing his hat in the ring.
Yeah, I didn't understand that last ditch thing. He would have had more respect from those who like him. And I'm not one.
I don't think he had to do it. It was, you know, it was just deeply, deeply unfortunate. Why? You know, why? Do you know what I mean? It's just politically, it just didn't make sense. So I think this would have turned off quite a lot of people as well. And so, yeah, I think this is a long walk in the political wilderness for a while. But quite literally, I think this is him also as well having to exit stage left, realizing that his bid to be emperor may never happen. It may never.
And by doing that, I think he's sabotaged any future attempt he may have had in 4 years or something. Not that I think he would have got much traction. I don't understand this decision.
Yeah.
And Trump wouldn't notice him or thank him.
No.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't even really calling for him, and he actually, if anything, he actually slagged off RFK when there was a bit of interest in him. So do you see, it was just, and that moon card, isn't that moon card the giveaway? Yeah. Just a bit discombobulated there emotionally, I think, with his wounding as well and all of that kind of stuff. He just didn't do himself any favors. And, you know, it's just like, yeah, people would have just, you know, a lot of people like with that card, yeah, would just, you know, so he's had to leave there. So there you are. But that is politics, isn't it? It's not easy, but can you believe it? The time has gone, ladies, in a flash. Again, the bard was just sensational.
Because it wasn't sort of personal, it was broader, like it is a team.
It was just
bard.
So succinct, and you just think, where does this, and the sheer variety, his scope, his range, the fact that it's a book of insults, but we get this nuance every week.
Look, that's the thing, the craft of the insult, and that's why Trump is so boring now, because he operates at an 8-year-old level of childhood slanging. There's no wit or cleverness or depth, and the Dems are getting really good at smacking back. They're getting really talented at it.
Do you think some of them have maybe been watching the show, ladies, taking our advice?
Or they've gone on eBay for their...
Yes, maybe the bard has taught them a thing or two, but you're right. The one-liners and the zingers, at last, they're starting to come back with gusto.
Ouch.
And I'm going to say again, Michelle Obama, I thought she was sensational.
And
then, of course, Barack, and they've all been doing very, very well. But the time has gone, folks, so thank you so much to everyone for joining us. I think that was another little record that we just kind of broke there by...
It's not a little record. I think it's a big record.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that's me being very British there. But thank you. No, to have over 2,000 people watching the show live really is something. So we really do appreciate it. We, of course, will see you next week. Lena will be on an adventure potentially, but we'll have Sheila. Sheila will be popping in, and I'll be doing that HoGaLe's. I'll be in the States. I'm trying to think where I'll be.
Weird.
I'll be in the States. Yeah. Oh, it means I won't be up at midnight for a change. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We will leave it there. Lady G, any thoughts before we go?
Nope, just looking forward to seeing you in person soon.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we will leave it there. Bye-bye for now, and we'll see you next week. And then Lena will be back on in September. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye for now for everyone. Bye-bye.
Ciao, guys.